learned to play with him way back.
So this is where it all started down here.
Drums were there.
And your Tiesco was set up right here. Right,
Strat's Kill, I stood right there. Who was the girl that Linda used to come over here and she jammed with the Gibson amp? What was her name? Linda something.
I forget her last name, but the reason we had her in the band is because she had the big
Gibson
amp. That was the only reason.
And if you had that today, that'd be a monster.
Yeah.
Those things were, and we thought, and then we over here we used to have Mike Thompson's custom amp.
Yeah.
The 315 custom.
Right, and I had the 2 PA cabinets that he gave me. They were empty, those empty black cabinets, and we put those Marlboro 12-inch speakers in them.
12-inch speakers. The big event I remember was buying them first mic stand, because we had Shure Unidynes, right?
Yeah, well, I had a Shure, something like that I bought.
But I didn't have a stand. We taped it to a music stand for a while, and then I was like, I gotta get a microphone stand. So I remember going to Team Electronics. That's what I remember. You remember that? Team Electronics?
Yeah.
Over in the mall. And I bought a microphone stand. It was like 18, 19 or 20 bucks or something. Same as they are now. And oh my.
So yeah, this is it.
Wow. Technically, our first gig. It was like a garage.
It was like we grabbed all our stuff.
We grabbed our stuff.
and came out to the garage.
This garage that we opened up both the doors, I know that for sure.
Okay.
And just faced out to the audience and just hammered through probably what I
3
would call
songs
to be the biggest cacophonic bunch of just, I can't even remember how bad it might be. Smoke on the Water for sure.
Yeah, taking care of business probably.
Taking care of business probably, and probably China Grove maybe.
Oh yeah.
Would that have been one of them?
Wait, I think I even brought the drum riser out here. I don't know if I think so, because my dad had a couple pieces of riser from Oostburg High School that he let me use.
And there was a very nice looking young girl that lived right in that house.
Well, you know what, Kevin Ruppel mentioned something I completely forgot about. Snip and Snoid.
Snip and Snoid, weren't they the two girls?
Yeah.
The bigger girl and the little girl.
I don't.
Snip and Snoid.
Snip and Snoid.
Here it is, 3318 South 17th Street. It's a beautiful day here in Wisconsin. This was it, baby.
Here we are at Kevin Ruppel's house, who was the lead singer of White Heat, and we practiced in this basement a lot.
A lot. This was ground zero for playing. If the music center was ground zero for hanging, this was ground zero for getting it done. We put in a lot of time. Kevin is extremely talented guy and great ears and
a real good singer.
But talent beyond his years. He was a year younger than us, right?
Yeah.
Very talented guy.
So here we are, 2318 Elm Street.
Wow.
And that's where we did all our rehearsing. All right, Ed. Here we are at our first professional gig for White Heat.
1976. Remember what season it was?
Gosh, when was it? Was it
spring maybe? We were in school. I remember we got out of
school.
My recollection is we got out of school, and the reason we got a pass on it is because we originally did it as a benefit gig.
Right.
The rehab center, or the rehabilitation center called, is what you would now call Retard House. This building, part of the building, and you probably can't see it, was not here. That was the entrance back there.
Right there.
We pulled up when there was a big garage door, and Neal will tell you about the load-in. Neal?
Yeah, well, we went up to the garage door to load in, and one of the people inside opened the door for us. And the door opened, you could see their feet, their legs, their waist, and then when it got past their face, It was one of the
clients, if you will. And you gotta know what I mean. We were loading our gear in, and I remember being like, it was the first and only time almost sick to my stomach.
Oh wow!
I was just couldn't deal.
You know what I remember, which was so funny, is we were supposed to play like an hour. We played so fast that we were like done in 40 minutes,
and we had to repeat a bunch of tunes.
We had to repeat a bunch of songs.
Didn't we open with some silly song like Cat's Scratch? What did we open with?
I don't know. All I remember is they were asking if we played Jingle Bell Rock.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring.
I remember just shaking like a leaf. People watching us. Not only were they watching us, there were a bunch of people. Hey!
Oh, they loved us.
Oh, they went ape shit. Kevin, you're a talented motherfucker. Always have been. Always will be. Love you, buddy. Miss you. And you really held that thing together because you were the guy. You were the front guy. I just made noise. That was my deal.
And Greg did a good job too.
Greg did a fantastic job.
Greg and Kevin were our two lead.
I don't know what the hell I was even doing playing with you guys, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I was goofy looking. Right, so at the end of the gig, we're packing up, and the lady comes over and goes, "You guys were so great," and I think she was offering us $20 or $25.
Something like that.
And I remember saying, no, this is a benefit. We understand this is, for your. And we got out of school. We're cool. This is experience for us. We're just good. No, we insist. And she insisted on us taking the dough.
Yeah, right.
She insisted on taking dough, and what could you do? And that was it. From that point on. Dude, it was
a professional gig.
It was the rock. We said, we can do this. We can do this.
Well, we took the money and we went right over here to the Pizza Hut.
Right around the corner. We'll get it from the car.
And we'll get it from the car. It's still there. And we had pizza, and it was just like, wow, this is the beginning of something great.
Here we go onto the stage. This was, you couldn't get more rock star. 16 years old, white Stratocaster, Neal at his drumstick. This was power. This production, dude. And some of this tape, there was probably something here that said, put mic stand here. Anyway. I'm sure one of these pieces of masking tape on here can't have it come from us. Drum riser right there. Plenty of juice. We'd kill for a gig like this now. To 16-year-old kids, we were fucking rock stars. Earth 4x12 here with PV head. And I didn't sing in White Heat. So this was my turf, dude. And I was left-handed. Kevin stood right about where Neal is right now. And Greg was over there. And right here, I just remember this, yeah.
You can only try.
I know I played Blowing Free here once, probably.
Oh,
5,000.
totally. Yep.
definitely remember, right? And this, again, my side of the stage. Detroit Rock City, right here. Be called Goodell music. It's a damn shame we didn't get this earlier. But Goodell music is where it happened, man. Every kid that probably grew up in this town hung out there. It was the hang. We'll get to the music center later. That was the real hang. But Goodell had the Yamaha franchise, the band stuff. They had great youth selection. I saw my first SG here and almost shot a load in my pants. It was so cool.
I remember in this window right here on the right side,
drum kits, right?
They had 2 Slingerland drum kits. One was purple and one was orange, and same thing. I almost shot a load when I saw those. Right. And we just sit there and
the leftist first window over here
and dream.
They had the used guitars, not the new ones, the used ones, and they had a '61 SG Les Paul. Are you ready for this? $250, and I wanted a Stratocaster because Richie Blackmore played one. I remember holding it in my hands going, this is the guitar on the cover of Chicago 1 where Terry Kath was playing it, and I went, oh, that's the Terry Kath guitar. Another dipshit move, well, I didn't buy that one instead.
You know what other White Heat history originated from Goodell was the place I found those PV PA speakers that White Heat used.
Oh yeah,
they were
215s and a horn.
215, 2 horns and piezios, yeah.
Yeah.
And those were in this front window here. Yeah, they were used.
It was like $250 for the pair or something.
Yeah,
right?
something. We got a good deal on those.
Remember they had the mixer with the big knobs?
Well, that part wasn't part of the speakers, but yeah.
What did we use for a mixer head? Like a Sun? Didn't we use a Sun PA head or something? Or?
I forget what we used for the mixer part of it. I just remember
those. We used a bass amp or something.
Those PV speakers, because they look so cool.
When we did gigs, we always either rented from the music center or somebody like Brian Storm or somebody to bring a PA head. We have a picture of one of the White Heat gigs you have where there's a Shure Vocal Master head.
Yeah.
We borrowed. We always had people loaning us stuff. Everybody was cool.
So this is the music center.
The music center. Yep. You could go in there and be all the stuff on one side, and the other side was gear for a while. But the second half, Koofus used to practice here.
Right.
And they had big stacks of Music Man stuff, and they would just play louder than shit. And we took one of our first band promo, not the one on the poster. That was looking down. I had a Flying V. I borrowed a Flying V, right?
And you were holding it upside down.
I was holding it upside down, and it was done right here.
Yeah.
Like this with a Flying V. I ran next door to the music store, got a V because I didn't have a guitar with me, and everybody else we just grabbed stuff. This window is where I threw my first Echoplex. It wasn't working, so I thought I'm just gonna steal it. I threw it out, and it landed, and I snagged it, and I got it to work. And you remember my Echoplex?
Oh, sure.
That's the window it came out of.
Did you work here a little bit, somewhat?
I mean, not officially, but yeah. I did enough shit. I was around enough where they put me to work.
Right, exactly.
I was one of the guys. Well,
yeah.
Gerke was the one that got me in here, and then when Fingers came, I just was the guy. I was smart. I showed up all the time. If they needed me to do something, I did it.
Yeah, I remember working here actually, just as a volunteer, and I remember actually this room was the drum room.
Did you have PA in there too?
Here.
Yeah.
And I remember setting up a kit in this window.
Wow.
Kind of arranging it.
When was that?
When?
Yeah.
You know, same time.
Same time?
Yeah. And I remember also in this room seeing Mudflap with his brand new Music Man stack.
Koofus too, wailing.
Yeah.
Loud.
It's like, check out my new stack here. And so, yeah, we spent a lot of time here.
It was the biggest fucking pig ever made, and I swapped Mudflap my white Strat and $100 for his Travis Bean 500. Dipshit. Thanks, Mud. I hope you still have it. If you do, I don't want it back. I just, take care of it. I want a picture of it.
What were you thinking?
Because it was a piece of shit. No offense, 1974.
What were you thinking?
1974 Strats sucked. I don't care what they're worth now. They suck.
They suck.
They sucked. They still suck. And I'll take a Mexican-made one any day.
Here we are at the rail yard near Kevin's house, and this is one of the places where we took white heat pictures. But we got up in front of the train here, we got up there, and within minutes the supervisor came and running over and said, "You guys get the fuck out of here." He chased us away, but it was in this yard, similar to this, and I've got a few pictures that document this photo shoot. Actually, there was some track photos, and it might have been here. I did for that gig, we played in here, was the Hang the Mirror Ball.
Oh, we did, that's right. And it was like a pain in the ass, right?
Yeah, but then I was like, how can I hung it? But I realized when we played, they had a play going on in here, and they had some sort of like trussing in here or something. Or something. We hung it off that.
Wow.
Those lights, the lights they had in here for the play actually saved our ass, because I don't know if you remember.
They had a bunch of highlights.
Our lights burnt out during the, remember at the beginning of the show, because my stupid cheap lighting board I wired up was totally out of code. And like after the first song, the circuits blew, all our lights went out, and then the high school turned on their lights, and that's what lit us up for the rest of the show.
Yep, you would remember that. I certainly didn't. But I definitely remember on the sides of the stage, we had those big old Sherwin Vega biamp stacks that Kufus and Spence brought. And it was $100 I got for the PA, Echoplex, everything.
Oh, I remember at first thinking, Ed, why did you get that? Our PVs will work fine. And then when I saw it, it was like afterwards, I was like, thank God Ed got that Sherwin Vega system. We would have been so underpowered with those PVs.
I remember standing on the right side of the stage when we did Stairway to Heaven. I remember when the solo came up and they pushed the fader and the PA, and I just heard it bouncing off that back wall and coming back, and an Echoplex on it. I thought it was Jimmy Damn Page. It was like, dude, I hope I played the solo okay.
Well, you know what solo I remember specifically was the solo for Fool for the City. When
That
you
was
got
loud too.
when you got to the part where the I got chills because it was like it sounded so cool. We sounded like a huge rock band.
Another one for you, Kevin. I always knew how to bend. But I remember Neal and I we heard all this noise, and we didn't know what was going on, and we looked out like this. And the place was pretty jammed. I think we probably sold the place out.
It was close.
It was full. Then all the front seats, everything was jammed, and I immediately got nervous. Did you get nervous?
Oh, I'm sure I was nervous. Yeah, this stage is huge.
This is monstrous. This is like a festival stage, dude. Look how deep. They must have pulled down the back.
Oh, I remember we had a lot of room. There had to be a back curtain or something.
There was a back curtain.
Yeah, we didn't have the...
Every piece of gear we could borrow, beg, or steal, we just unhooked to make it look like we had gear. I think I ran around the stage like a wild man for the show. I think I was Yep, I stood probably right about here.
You know, another funny story is I remember...
I think I had a crybaby at this gig.
Yeah. I remember setting up the drum riser and then Kevin Ruppel saying to me, "Can't you put that back a little ways? We got so much room here. I want to have some room to work." So he made me back the drum riser up.
Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you. We're Whitey. See you next time.